G'day, Chris Walker here, and today I'd love to talk to you about Walkachi. And to simplify this conversation, I've drawn a very complicated graphic, which is this one. You can see four layers to this graphic. The top is you. The next layer, the blue, is spirit. The third layer down is your mind. And the fourth layer down is your body. Now, it may not be so easy to see right now, but if you zoom in, you'll see that there are different areas of the mind-body connection, and those different areas are aligned with the 7 areas of life. So in each level, what we're saying is at the mind level, we have spiritual, mental, social, career, health, family, relationship. At the body level, we have spiritual, mental, social, career, health, family, relationship. And at the spirit level, we have spiritual, mental, social, financial, health, relationship. Now, it's very important, and of course at the U level, the very top, we have the same 7 areas of life. The reason that we're working like this is to say this, that when you fall in love, your body, your mind, and your spirit fall in love. When you go to work, your body, your mind, and your spirit go to work. And it's very easy for one of those to take over and become like it's like the lunatics taking over the asylum, or an airline pilot taking over a plane and steering it somewhere where it's not meant to go. So what we need to do is we really need to be respectful of the fact that there are 7 areas of life, and there are 4 layers, and Walkachi amalgamates all this into one. So we need, like all things that have an organizing principle, we need to have a central focus. And the central focus of this whole Walkachi is you. Universal energy passing through your body, passing through your mind, passing through your spirit to become who you are. Let's break it down and go layer by layer. I've dimmed out the lower layers. You can see I've dimmed them out there and left you, the green, at the top. Now that means that you are an integrated, fully holistic individual. Below the surface, just like we talk about with icebergs and what have you, there is your body, mind, and spirit, but they're not always activated in their individual parts in your working day. What's activated is you, the thing at the top, and there are 7 areas of your life. And the key in the 7 areas of your life at the top is to remember to be balanced, or what we would call focused on all 7 areas, not just one. So, you can see mental, social, financial, all the areas of life. Now, we want that focus to remain strong at all times, because falling in love in one area of life is just not going to cut it. So, no matter whether it's spiritual, mental, financial, social, career, health, or relationship, you want those areas of life to be areas that you fall in love with. Now, when you say I'm in love with my partner or I'm in love with my work, it can't be to the exclusion of life. So what we're trying to say here with Walkachi is to fall in love with life itself, and remembering that every single day of your life is going to have an upside and a downside to it. So when one area falls short, let's say you go to work and you have a hard day's work, you can turn your focus out to the horizon and say, I love nature. When nature falls short and there's a storm, or it's not to your liking, you can turn your mind across and look for the other of the 7 areas of life. And in that way, you can allow things to be as they are, but to acknowledge there's never ever missing an opportunity to be in love with life. Now, if you just love a person and you say, I love my kids or my family or my work or whatever it is, it leaves you very vulnerable. That area goes up and down, you go up and down with it, which is extraordinarily unhealthy. Plus, it loads up that particular dimension of your life. So if you only love, if you say, I love that person intensely, what it means is that person becomes the focus of everything about love that you do, and it's inevitable that that pressure will actually be the straw that breaks the camel's back. That pressure will inhibit real growth, real fun, and real opportunity. So when you come to a day and you look at your day ahead, try and be in love with life in all 7 areas of it. And when one area fails, instead of being distraught that one area of life is not at its optimum, swing your focus around and be in love with another area. See the love or the joy or the happiness in another area of life. We move down and we look at the area that's in blue. It's called the spirit. Now, another word for spirit in simplified language, it's not complicated, is your vision. Now, to engage the human spirit that sits under you, that stimulates and motivates and gets you going in the day, that gets your spirit, which is your enthusiasm, alive and awake, you need a vision. Now, that vision, it's really important. In Walkachi, we cut pictures out of magazines and we create what we call a dream board. But that vision needs to be short, medium, long, and very long term. There's sort of a scale of time, and the very long is past your own life. So when we do a Walkachi, we not only do a vision for this week or a vision for the month or the year, or for 10 years or for 20. We say, what's my vision for beyond the length of my life? Now, this is the human spirit. When a person loses their vision, they become suicidal. When a person fulfills their vision, they become suicidal. So the spirit, it's given a very complicated title and it's made to sound highly sophisticated, but it's not. It's simply the human ability to see into the future. Now, the key of seeing into the future, as you know from all the work we've done so far, is that we become present with the future. So in other words, we don't close our eyes to see the future. We imagine the future as it feels right now. And that means that we're not projecting, rejecting or projecting from the present moment some form of dissatisfaction. We're actually drawing the satisfaction of the future into the present. So this is a very important part of the Walkachi process, is to engage the spirit through the vision process. So let's now look at the lower level, the next level down. You'll see the red there. And it also has 7 areas of life, and I forgot to mention that in the spirit. There are 7 visions in the spirit, and we go down now to the mind. Now, the mind is about inspiration. So the mind wants to be inspired, which means it needs to be engaged, or it needs to be in some way supported and challenged so it doesn't fall asleep. The opposite to happiness is supposedly boredom. And I think in that conversation, happiness is referring to only the mind area, because there are different conversations about happiness at a spirit level, and there's a different conversation about happiness at a physical level. So what we're demonstrating here, that the mind has its own definitions of happiness, and at this point what we say is a balanced person is balanced in all 7 areas of life, and the mind's job is to remain inspired in all 7, not to get caught up thinking and overthinking in one area, and completely devoid of challenge and inspiration in another area. Even if the area is health and it's golf or what you eat or a movie theater and what you go to keep your mind inspired, you're going to have to be in the moment. That's the power of now. The power of this very moment is right now. If what you are doing engages you enough, you will turn up. Now, there are many people who are so enthusiastic about life that they actually don't turn up. They get the idea of what they want, they compare it to what they've got, and they're disappointed with what they've got, so they want always something different. or they're guilty about the past, and so they may be here physically with their body, but their mind is in the past, worrying about the kid at home, or worrying about what they should have, could have done, or worrying about the future, what will happen if, what will happen when. And therefore their mind, this red area, isolates itself from the physical body, isolates itself. So I've been to dinner with people who have sat opposite me physically, been engaged in dialogue about their vision and their future, but their mind has been completely disturbed by the fact that they're worried about something that happened yesterday, or they've got anxiety about something that's going to happen in the future. So what we're trying to do with this mind level is make sure that we remain inspired by all 7 areas of life in this moment right now. The mind must come into the present. Now, we do this with two techniques. One is gratitude for the past, because the more we're grateful for what happened in the past, the more present we become. And contentment or fulfillment, or what's called abundance, which means satisfaction with where we are. And what we're trying to do is keep the mind inspired, keep it tapped in, keep it plugged in to what's going on right in front of it. That's the senses. The next level down is the body. And this is the tricky character. The body's mission in its biological form is to seek pleasure, avoid pain. And so for most people, especially practitioners who engage in things that are of a very physical nature, sport or meditation or gym work or yoga or tai chi, there's a lot of people who engage in the physical, and their body starts to become the master of them rather than the master of their body. Now, if you leave the body to its own resources, it will seek pleasure, avoid pain. And that means you'll eat more, you'll sleep more, you'll play more, you'll look for pleasure more, you'll be the body will take over. And so the body needs a purpose greater than itself. So when we talk about body, mind and spirit, we talk about vision, inspiration and purpose. The body is the purpose aspect of this. So why do we need a purpose greater than ourselves? Because the self that we usually define is the physical. It's the physical needs of the environment, the physical needs of our taste buds, the physical need of our sensuality, the physical needs of our senses. But nothing of the senses ever satisfies the soul. So we're always wrestling between us, the green at the top, and body at the bottom. And of course mind and spirit. So we're trying to get all these 4 levels to talk to each other in a harmony. The first way we do it is we give body a purpose. The second way we do it is we give mind inspiration. And the third way we do it is we give spirit a vision. Those 3 things lined up, especially if there's if the purpose has 7 areas of life, the mind has 7 areas of life, and the spirit has 7 areas of life, there's absolutely no reason not to be a fully balanced, fully comfortable, fully harmonious, fully engaged human being in life and what you do. And that's freedom of choice. It ends up that at the end of the day, there are no real levels. So you can see there that what I've taken away is all the color. It becomes one homogeneous thing. But problems don't attack us homogeneously. Problems attack us at a level of body, a level of mind, or a level of spirit, or a level of us in our interaction with the world. And so therefore in diagnosis and solution and healing and doing work on ourselves and improving our well-being and our nature, we have to know at what level this our problems, or what level our growth is necessary. And by looking at Walkachi in this way, am I on purpose? Am I inspired? Do I have a clear vision? We can ask those 3 questions, and in asking those 3 questions, we can typically solve 99.99% of all the anxieties and problems and health problems and emotional problems and work problems and leadership problems that we face. And we break out of the rut of being run by body pleasure, mental emotion, and spiritual delusion. So I hope this has been an interesting video for you, and I look forward to speaking to you very soon. This is Chris Walker. Bye for now.